talk hockey and to talk about hockey people is what's the latest, are we going to play? Well, the news from today is that the bad news is the NHL canceled all the remaining preseason games. The good news is we hope, and fingers crossed, is that both sides are going to meet tomorrow in New York, and a one-day meeting is now turned into a potential three-day meeting, so hopefully they make some progress and we get the game back on ice and get guys like this guy playing again. So let's just allow me to introduce our special guest for tonight. He was born and raised in Edmonton. He was drafted in the first round, 9th overall by the Calgary Flames in 2003. So Edmonton to Calgary, that would have been an interesting trip down the highway there. After a successful junior career with the Red Deer Rebels, twice named Defenseman of the Year, he won silver and gold in the World Juniors. He was a finalist for the Calder Trophy in 2006. He set Calgary records for most goals by a rookie defenseman with 20 and was named to the All-Rookie team. He was a finalist for the Norris Trophy in 2008. He was compared to Scott Stevens, no less, by his former junior coach Brent Sutter, and was a first-team All-Star. He's a big hitter, as we all know, with a big shot from the point, and actually a player poll a couple of years ago, the players voted him the hardest hitter in the National Hockey League, so watch yourself when you're leaving tonight. On January 31st, 2010, he was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and on June 14th, he was named the 18th captain of the Maple Leafs, and last season he led all the defensemen on the team in scoring with 12 goals, 44 points, and averaged 25 minutes of ice time a night, which is a whopping number to be sure. Please welcome Dion Phaneuf. So we won't bog this down too much with labor talk, but I guess first and foremost, are you anyway hopeful that things may turn around quickly?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been positive throughout the whole process, and that's what it is it's a process, and it takes time. There's a lot of work that is being done behind both closed doors on our side and theirs, and as players we want to play. It's our job. We love playing the game, but it's also a business, and we want to play under a fair agreement, and that's what we're working towards. But the amount of times I get asked it throughout a day right now is just shows the support that we have for hockey, especially in Toronto, but throughout Canada and throughout the league. But we want to play. We're looking forward to getting back to playing when we can get a fair deal done, and right now we're working towards that. And tomorrow is, like you said, they're starting negotiations again, so I'm still hopeful that we can get something done. There's still some time before the regular season's supposed to start, and I'm training towards that.
Well, the good news is you get them in the same room and talking, and hopefully good things can happen, but nothing happens if they're not in the same room. What are you doing now to keep yourself busy, and how hard is it? Because you would be on the ice every day now, you would be playing exhibition games, I think including one was scheduled for this evening. How hard is it to keep yourself focused?
Well, the biggest thing is you have to treat it business as usual, in the sense that you're preparing for camp to start on, as soon as it can. And right now, personally, I'm training the same way as if I was preparing to start camp when it was supposed to start. And you take it one day at a time. You train the way you're supposed to train. And
Are you skating with a group of players?
Yeah, we actually skate in the mornings, kind of keep the same routine as if we were playing, and practice in the morning with a bunch of guys, have a workout, and then do the same thing the next day. So you're preparing to stay in shape, you're staying in shape and staying ready, and that's all you can do at this point.
Have you given any thought to Europe, potentially playing there if, God forbid, it goes long?
Well, right now my focus is here and staying ready to, I'm positive, and I have a positive outlook, and I'm hoping that we can get something done in, sooner rather than later. But to be completely honest with you, I haven't even thought about Europe. My focus is preparing and staying positive, and hopefully we can get a deal done.
Good. When we get a deal done, and it will happen at some point, let's talk about this league team. And obviously it was a rough finish to last season, but what makes you feel encouraged about this group going into another season?
Well, last year, I think we took some big steps as a team. We definitely were disappointed with the way that we finished. We learned a lot as a group. We played some
The hard way.
Yeah, it's a tough league, and you have to. It keeps getting tougher. It starts out at one level. It gets, the level keeps rising. Christmas time's a different level. The stretch to the playoffs is a different level, and then playoff hockey is a different level altogether. So we learned a lot from last year. We're confident in the group that we have. We know we can play good hockey, and we've got to put it together for 82 games, because we saw last year we set ourselves up in very good position going into the All-Star break and right after it, and we just couldn't sustain it. It was a tough stretch down, the last 20 games. So we're going to learn from that as a group, but we're definitely confident in the team that we have.
As you said, it was a very good run until early February, and then various things happened. Fans agonize through periods of watching the team lose and struggle, and then having. How hard rather for you or for players to go to the rink in the midst of something like that? Was that kind of the toughest stretch you've ever been through?
Well, it was the first time that I had a coach fired during the year, and that's a tough thing to go through in the business that we're in. You work for a guy you respect him, and you feel like you let him down when you lose his job. As a team and as players, we take responsibility for that, because we couldn't play well enough to get wins under him. So it was definitely a tough stretch for our team, a tough stretch for me going through that. But we all went through it together, and we're going to have to learn from it. But it definitely, when someone loses their job, it's not a lot of fun, and you feel for them.
As a player, and especially as a captain, do you talk to Ron after he's fired?
Yeah, I did talk to him after, and I had a really good relationship with Ron. I enjoyed working for him. He's done a lot of great things in the game. He won a lot of hockey games as a coach, and he had a really good career. So he was great to play for. But was saying that as part of the business, and Randy came in and did a good job instilling the system that he wanted us to play. I enjoy working for Randy. He's a guy who expects hard work. He's honest with you, and that's what you want as a player. He tells you how it is, and we respect that.
Tell the folks, what is the difference between the coaches? Is it the coaching style, and then obviously what's the difference with the system that he wants you guys to play?
Every coach has got a different philosophy or a different system, and it may be very small changes, and I think that was the biggest thing when Randy came in. It wasn't a huge system overhaul. It was little things that he felt as a group we needed to change and work on, but it wasn't, he didn't come in and change the whole system. I played for quite a few coaches in my career, and they all have different ways of going about their business and different ways of approaching the game. And like I said, we enjoy working for Randy. He's a guy who expects hard work, and he's had success by winning a championship, and he knows what it takes to win. So we respect that, and we're looking forward to, when we do get going, to playing for him and having a good year for him.
How much interaction do you have with Brian Burke?
We have a good, healthy working relationship. It's when he's got to talk to me about something, he does it. If I've got to, feel I have to talk to him about something, I have no problem talking with him. He's a personal guy. He's also a straight shooter, but he's a good guy to work for. And I think here he's done with our group. He's done a really good job of being open to the players, and he's got an open door policy. He's interacting with the guys. You'll see him in the room sometimes, but he also he lets you know that it's the coach's room, and he respects that. He says it publicly that the coach coaches, but for us to see him in the room, we all talk to him, and he's a great guy to work for.
Players have said that this can be a great town when things are going well, and it can be a very tough town, a tough city when the team is struggling a little bit. How tough did you find it to be a player? Did you feel the pulse of the city, or did you feel there was support through it all?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to play in two Canadian markets, and this market here is extremely special. There's a lot of history in the organization. It's an honor to play for this organization. It's the biggest hockey hockey market in the world, and you do feel that. The fans are unbelievable. It's tough to explain the support that we have. It's phenomenal, and we're very grateful for that support. You get when things are going good, it's going good, and when you're not playing well as a team, you definitely feel that. But the support's still there, and we recognize that. And our job is to win hockey games, and they're fans, and they pay to come watch us, so they're just as faithful as us when it comes to supporting us night in, night out, whether we're winning or losing. So the support is unbelievable. I love playing in Toronto, and like I said, it's the center of the hockey universe, and you definitely feel that as a player, but it is an honor to play here.
It really is, and you talk how special it is and how special it is to wear that uniform. How special is it to have that C on your uniform, and that was about when you first found out that you were going to be named the 18th captain of the Maple Leafs.
Well, it was a huge honor for me to be named captain. I still remember I was asked by Ron to be the captain. I went to dinner, and it's a huge honor for me to be the captain of this organization. I said the history here it's a very special organization in hockey and in all professional sport. And to be the captain here is a big honor for me, and I respect the job that I do here. I really enjoy being the captain of this team.
And what exactly are the responsibilities?
Well, the biggest thing is leadership's just not one person in team sports. Everyone leads in their own way, and we've got great leadership in our room. Any captain will tell you that it's not just one guy who leads a hockey team, basketball, football, whatever sport you're playing. There's more than just one person in the room that leads, and everyone leads in their own way, but definitely the responsibilities are, you have to have a pulse of the room, you have to know what's going on with your team, and guys talk to you about different things, but first and foremost your job is to perform on the ice, and for me, I want to lead by example, play hard night in and night out, and that's the way I play the game.
You mentioned earlier some of the achievements in your career. Is there a moment that stands out as a highlight for you?
There's been lots of highlights throughout my career that I look back on. And first and foremost, playing junior hockey was a big step from playing midget hockey, and then to be able to be a part of the national junior team and win a gold medal. That's a huge honor anytime you get to represent your country and have the opportunity to win a championship at that level. It was an unbelievable experience. Then getting drafted was something you dream about as a kid, is to be drafted, to have an opportunity to play in the National Hockey League, and I was fortunate enough to be drafted and to play at a young age. And
there's an Edmonton boy drafted by Calgary.
That was a tough thing for all my friends and family to switch over. I was an Oiler fan growing up, and that had to change very quickly. But there's not one thing that really sticks out. Being named captain of this organization, at this team, was probably the highlight of my career, in the sense of, like I said, it's a huge honor to wear that letter here. The great leadership that's been here in the past, the great set of boards. So that's probably right up there for me.
I mentioned that you've been regarded as one of the hardest hitters over the years. Is there one hit that you delivered that stands out for you, that was your best?
Well, probably one in Ottawa, Denny ML, or last year when I got the Costa. That was probably one of the bigger ones for me. So, I try to play the game physical. It's a big part of the style that I play, and I have to play that way to be effective.
Do you want to forget?
No, when you get it, you got to take it too. So I've been hit just as hard many times.
And soon you may be one or 1A, or maybe number 2 most famous person in your family. You had a very special announcement a few weeks ago about your engagement to Alicia.
Yeah, I got engaged a few weeks ago. It was a very exciting time in my life and her life, and
You set a date?
haven't set a date yet, but we're working on it. But yeah, it was a lot of it was a great weekend, and it's definitely a special time for both of us.
Well, congratulations from everyone, I think. So with that, I think we'll open it up if any of you folks have questions for Dion.
Right there?
So from the time when you came over and then becoming captain shortly after that, you really inherited a lot of responsibility with that. It wasn't like you just kind of came into the team fresh. It was like this new face from all the bad years that had kind of come before you. How much of an adjustment was it to playing with that monkey on your back, and how long was it until you realized you could just kind of play your game and you didn't feel like you had to go and do everything every night to help your team win?
Well, I think the biggest thing when it comes to team success and the lack of success that we've had lately is that right now we're focused on the group that we have here now, not what happened 4 years ago or 5 years ago or 15, 20 years ago. It's the group that we have now, and like I said, we take full responsibility for the way that we finished last year and the year that we had, because we just did not get it done for the full year. But we don't put pressure on ourselves for, like I said, the lack of past success, because we control what we can control, and it's in our hands to do something with it. And I think as a group we've taken a lot of steps forward, and we've got to keep building. It's a process. It's tough to win in this league, and we're learning how to do that.
Anyone else?
I'd like to ask, when you play in a American City Original Six, like Chicago or Boston, are the players intimidated by the surroundings?
No, I don't think you're intimidated going into any building. You definitely, there's buildings that are louder than others. There's buildings that the fans are going to be louder. There's going to be more energy, in different situations in different times of the year bring different atmospheres. So every night when you're playing, whether it's an Original Six matchup or any time you're playing in this league, it's a lot of fun. The buildings have a lot of energy in them, but when you're playing Original Six matchups, they're a little bit extra special, and you can feel a little bit in the arena.
What's your favorite away?
Favorite rink for me personally to play in is Edmonton. I grew up going there as a kid, watching NHL games, and when I get to go home and play in front of family and friends, that's a favorite rink for me.
Anyone you'd like to avoid? Good.
No, I don't think there's. Well, last year Boston wasn't too good to us, but there's a great atmosphere there. To be honest with you, when you play there, I think the fans there. It's a loud building. It's a passionate sports city. They support their team, and when you're going into buildings like that. So those are fun games to be a part of as a player, and you definitely know when you're playing in buildings like that.
Dion, what's your stand on the visor issue? You think it should be a standard league rule that all players should be outfitted the same when it comes to facial protection?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I think it's each to their own. Right now, more and more guys are wearing visors. There's the older school guys that had more than their whole careers, and I don't think they're gonna wear them. But it's personal preference, and it's up to the individual. I don't have an opinion on it because it's their right to wear one or not.
You've got one on.
I wear one, yeah.
Anybody?
Don't be shy, no chance. Alright, I got one.
Yeah.
So they say, you've been training, and they say there's no training like actually getting into the game and getting that, your first legs under you, whatever, going for a skate. Tuesday nights I got a men's D Division team. Buddy, we just got pumped 10-0, okay, on Tuesday night. If you could show up.
Where'd you play, Boston?
It would be great, man. You can get your legs under you, get ready. We're really looking easy out there.
I might be there, I don't know.
It's ASHL, you don't have to worry.
We'll have a better idea by the end of the weekend. Anyone?
Who was the best pure goal scorer that you ever played against that you just hated having to defend night and night? That always seemed to just burn you, or
Well, I think right now the purest goal scorer would be Stamkos, Ovechkin, Sid. He hasn't played a lot lately due to injury, but you definitely respect the talent that those guys have. They're the best in the world for a reason, and you enjoy the challenge of playing against them and shutting them down as a player. And like I said, you respect them for their skill, but you have to play them hard and do a job. That your job is to not allow them to score or not allow them to produce, and they respect you have a job to do, but you have a respect for the skill that they have.
Growing up, did you have a defenseman you patterned yourself after, a hero that you loved to watch play?
Yeah, I grew up watching Scott Stevens and a lot of.
So when Brent sent was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's an honor to be compared to a guy who's done so much in the game and had as much success as he has had. He played the game hard, and he made those open ice hits clean. And I patterned myself in a style of playing the same style.
Well, much along the same lines as the previous question there, when it comes to somebody scoring goals, is there one goaltender in the league that had your number time in and time out? And you just can't get around.
There's a lot of great goalies there. Every year they seem to be getting better and better. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say a lot of them had your number.
No, I don't think there's one standout goalie that's better than the other. There's an elite group of goalies. I think everyone knows who they are, and you know any night that you're playing against those guys that it's tough to score goals, and they're extremely good at what they do. And you know that the top end guys, they're the best for a reason. So there's no easy goals in the league, that's for sure.
No, what I meant is there one particular goalie that seems to have your number?
Not that I can think of, no.
Several.
Yeah,
Some nights too many.
some nights just try to get the puck here. That's our job.
Just I want to ask you on his memories of playing on that gold medal Canadian junior team that some have said was the greatest Canadian junior team ever assembled, and the pre-lighter to that was during a strike year. Was it not, Scott?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Memories of that team?
Yeah, I've got a lot of great memories of that team. It was a special group to be a part of. We had a lot of guys that probably wouldn't have been there had there been an NHL season, and it was a group that anytime you win a championship with a group of players, with the team, you always have a special bond, and I see guys from that team, we cross paths a lot, playing against them in the National Hockey League, and you always have those special memories that 3 or 4 weeks that you spent together at that tournament. So you know, I have a lot of memories from that team, and you know, other World Junior Championships that I played at, and other Hockey Canada teams that I've played on. And you build a bond when you play with guys on those teams, and especially when you win a championship, you always have that bond for life. And I see guys around a lot, and we definitely have that bond.
How do you feel about NHL players participating in the Olympics?
Well, I think it's great. It's a big part of why the hockey at the Olympic Games has been so good for so long, and that's a business issue that's being dealt with out of our hands. But I think as a player, I think it's great for players to be able to play in it.
Sort of a technical question, I don't know if this is ever gonna happen. Do you ever foresee the day where players on the ice will be, like, have earpieces and, you know, because when somebody's sitting up in the press box,
Yeah.
watching the way plays develop, I mean, now in the NFL, quarterbacks got, you know, they have earpieces, somebody sitting up high can say, hey, look right, you know what I mean? Does that help people get out of their zone if they have more direction? Because I know at ice level is one thing, you know, even being, that's why every fan is a coach.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing the game from a different level, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Ice level is a totally different story.
Well, there is actually, there's coaches up in the press box that do have earpieces. That the guy there's a couple on on the team bench that actually have an earpiece that have contact with them, and if they see changes that they want to see happen, or if they see things that they think would help better our
Are they
team.
allowed on the ice though? With the players
No.
on the ice?
There are earpieces allowed, I don't,
For broadcast.
for broadcasting, but not from the coaching staff, just for broadcasting.
You guys had tablets on the bench or iPads, didn't you?
Yeah, the coaches have a lot of technology of being able to watch stuff right when it happens on the bench. They have basically a tablet or iPad type thing that shows if a goal scored or if a play goes, they can rewind it right there on the bench and basically cut game tape right there. So there's a lot of technology that people don't know about it, but I don't know if there will be a day when they will have that in your ear. I don't know how. That means they can yell at you from up there and on the bench.
On the ice is the only time you get away with it. I think the way the technology's gone is the word chalk talk has gone the way of the word Rolodex versus and on it goes. It's a thing of the past. But I wanted to ask you, at times we can get, whether it's in the media and certainly with fans, because everybody's so passionate about their teams and whatnot, that say, let's move that guy, trade this guy. What's it like to go through a trade?
Well, it's a big adjustment, and at first it's a shock. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I still remember the call that I got, and especially when you're not expecting it, it's something that definitely is a big shock and a big adjustment. But I said it when I landed here in Toronto, right from the moment that I touched down. It was an unbelievable fit for me. The fans embraced me, the support of the community, and it's been a great change for me. So there's been nothing but positives. But when it does happen, it is definitely a shock. But for me, I couldn't be happier with where I'm playing, being a part of this organization, and playing in this city in front of the best fans in the league.
What piece of the puzzle is missing for the Leafs to go forward? Because it's been 30-some years for us, right?
Well, I haven't been here for 30
I was
years.
17.
It's tough for me to comment on it.
No, but you must have some kind of a feeling what's missing.
To be completely honest with you, our job as players is to play, and management has their job, and that's putting the team
I'm asking you as
together.
a player, what do you think is missing? You've been playing your whole life. You've been
Yes,
on winners
but-
and you've been on losers.
Yeah, but I don't think, like you look at last year, when we went through the slide that we went through, if you look at the amount of games that were lost by one goal type games, there were a lot of them. And the difference between winning and losing in this league is that much. And when the biggest thing for our team is to take that experience and learn from it. I don't think there's one piece that's gonna come in and completely fix a team. That's not the way teams are built. Right now, and that's the biggest thing for me to answer your question, it's a process to learn how to win. And we're still doing that, and it showed last year that we took steps in the right direction, but we still have more steps to take. And for me, there's not one piece that can come in and fix it. For me, it's that we're learning how to win, and we're taking steps in that direction, and that's what we want to do as a group. We want to be there one day at the top.
I think I can say that, you see teams evolve and a lot of things have to happen. As Dion says, you learn from your failure. Some Stanley Cup championship teams lost in first rounds the year before they won. Edmonton was the team that did that. Other teams have done it. You have to learn from your adversities and your failures, which may be a strong word, but that's what it is.
You have to learn from the good and the bad.
And then as a younger group, you need that group to grow. And you need people to emerge, and you need to be surprised sometimes. You need to have the guy that you maybe have on your depth chart as you think is a 4 or 5 defenseman step up and be a number 2, or a guy maybe the third line winger on your team suddenly becomes the 30-goal scorer. You need to be surprised occasionally, and then you need your picks to be the players that you anticipate them to be and to develop at the pace you need them to develop. So there's a lot of components that
No, and I
have to
understand
come
that,
together.
but it's been so many years, we've tried everything, right from goalies to
Yeah.
snipers to everything, like I was just saying.
Well, there have been years where, there were the Paquin years where they got to the Final Four a couple of times, same with Cliff Fletcher, but then there's been a lot of dry spells.
Is it just the
no
city or
question
what
about
is it? It's gotta be something.
I don't think, well, moved to Chicago and be a Cubs fan. So,
Yeah,
100 years there.
100 years.
So, there's a lot of different factors, and